Greetings. Today I want to elaborate on how humble I am. Okay, not really. I want to elaborate on a few pointers in regards to how you can be more environmentally friendly, because this is something I have been thinking quite a bit of as of late. Because with all the things that are going on, it's important that we don't forget the rather severe predicament Mother Earth finds herself in. So I thought to focus a bit more on that in the coming time as well, and I thought to just give a few pointers where you can begin. So the first point is something I have stressed on previous occasions, and I would like to stress this again, and that is to buy local. And when I say buying local, I mean food, because food is a reoccurring cost, it's a daily cost. So my mainstay of my diet over the last years have consisted of eggs. And these eggs are obviously locally produced, because that's usually what the stores tend to have, and eggs are good food. So that's both diet and environmentally friendly advice I can give to you. Eat a lot of eggs, it's good for you. And also, when it comes to eating local food, it means less time spent in transportation, which also equals a more nutritionally solid product. So this applies obviously to vegetables, etc. as well. Now, of course, there are certain things that needs to be imported because we can't grow them ourselves, such as coffee. But the key is that the mainstay of your diet, if you can get that from locally produced suppliers, that's the best. And obviously the very best, if you can grow your own food. If you have a garden, you can grow various different fun things. So that is a good recommendation right there. And also, if you're a nationalist, an economic nationalist, you want to support your local economy and your local community. So buying from your local farmers, etc. is a very good thing indeed to do. Now, the second point, which is basically the same as the first point, is to identify where the food you eat comes from. So there was a scandal here in Sweden a few years ago where they discovered the fact that, and I might get this wrong, but the general gist of the story was that fish were caught in the North Atlantic, being transported to Thailand, and then to be packaged in Thailand and then being transported back to Sweden for consumption. Now, obviously, this is highly unreasonable. I don't eat particularly much fish myself, but if you're gonna eat fish, I recommend buying fish with this seal. Now, obviously, the best thing is to not eat fish at all, because, the pollution and the depopulation of the oceans is a quite severe issue indeed. And on another note, you can look at Brazilian meat, for example. So if you are in Europe and you want to buy some cheap meat and you see, oh, this is produced in Brazil, first and foremost, it has spent plenty of time in transportation, which is not particularly fresh at all. Second of all, the grazing land for these cattle has probably taken its toll out of the Amazonas jungle. So they obviously cut down the rainforest to make room for the cattle. So it takes its toll on the environment in that way as well. And to give yet another example, you can talk about such thing as prawns, which are being farmed at the expense of the local nature. And I mean, such things as prawns, it's not really something you need. So I propose you boycotting them. And then lastly, focus on quality over quantity when you are buying things. And everyone knows that I have a deep and great respect for China and its history and its people. However, what I do not particularly appreciate is a lot of Westerners buying things from China just because it is cheap. Focus on buying high quality European or American products instead. That is also the reasonable course of action for you as an economic nationalist to do. And besides, if you look at how much China is polluting its rivers, which are then running into the ocean, it's not an economy I want to support with my wallet. So keep that in mind. You vote with your wallet, vote for high quality items, and the more high quality items you have, the less you need of them. So, something to keep in mind. Anyway, I just wanted to receive my daily dose of admiration for my juicy guns, and I wanted to elaborate a bit on this because, as I said, I think it's an important topic indeed, and I will make more of these sort of videos in the coming time. I think that's reasonable. And who am I? It's a secret I'll never tell. XXO.